Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Thursday night. Week number 7 here in the Sim Auto Racing Association's GM Parts Experts Super Late Model Series. They are here at Oxford Plains here tonight, a.k.a. the Fishbowl. It is a very, very stringent track to fight for position on, and these drivers are going to do their best here tonight. We're going to have more race information for you coming up. In just a moment, we're going to go to the playing of the National Anthem, and when we come back, we'll tell you who's in the series points lead and what you can expect to see here tonight. So stay tuned, folks. We will be right back. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Thursday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell, and here tonight, the GM Parts Experts Super Late Model Series takes on Oxford Plains for 150 laps for the HeightsPride.com 150. Thanks again for however you're getting us out here tonight, folks. We do have a new methodology out here tonight. People out there on Facebook Live tuning in to catch this. So we are broadcasting live to YouTube, Twitch, iRacing Live, and Facebook. So however you're getting us here tonight, folks, we do thank you for tuning in to watch this great race. Coming into tonight, Joe Schaefer Jr. still leads the series in points, just about 42 points ahead of the second position driver, and coming off of a week, if you were tuned in last Thursday, it was the Twin 52s brought to you by Area 52 Designs, and Bill Martin, David Krikorian, the winners there, will look to continue on. Both Martin and Schaefer have 2 wins in this series, so they're heavy contenders up in the top 5 in the series points. Give a special shout out to the sponsors here tonight as we bring them up on the screen. HeightsPride.com sponsoring the event here at Oxford Plains. For some quality leather products and sheepskin products, find them on the web, HeightsPride.com. H&H Sign Supply, Area 52 Designs, the series sponsor, GM Parts Experts.com. Callaway Investments and Toxic Media Solutions are the sponsors here for the Super Late Model Series. A little bit about the track information coming up tonight as these drivers are putting down some hot laps before they're ready to go to the grid. Let's take a look at the race information on the screen there. It's a 0.4 of a mile, around 5/100ths of a decimal point. Call it 0.4 of a mile track, folks. 67 degrees in the air, 64% humidity, some overcast, and 72 degrees down there on the track. Little warmer temperatures than these drivers would probably like. You get down into the 60s, you get an ample amount of a grip. So we'll have to see where the drivers decide to find an opportunity to pass, folks, because again, as we look to take you up, we'll take you up to our blimp cam. And for those of you who've never seen this track, folks, we'll take you on up there and let you take a look. There it is, up on our blimp cam. That is the track that these guys are running here tonight. Not really a straight part on the track per se. It is what one would consider a fishbowl track, where it's a constant turning of the wheel and a fight, and it's, a lot of drivers will say, a momentum track. You got to get your momentum, find the right line, and these drivers are going to have to do it here tonight. Some of the other drivers to watch out for on the field. Second in points, Derek Robinson. Robinson, one of the solid drivers of the series, has been looking well. Not qualifies too well, but when he'll qualify back outside the top 15, hard charges his way up and is usually a contender at the end of the races. So keep an eye on that number 8 machine here tonight to see if where he's going to be at. We'll have the grid for you momentarily when they actually finish their hot laps here and actually go over to the grid. But it is Joe Schaefer Jr., the series points leader. At number 6, T4X Racing teammate Joe's Racing Products Pathfinder Chassis is the guy to beat. 42 points again ahead of Derek Robinson. Holzhausen, week 1 winner. He is currently back in third, 66. I believe it's 66 points off the lead, and Holzhausen running. I look down through the list here. These guys do a little paint scheme change on me. The number 87 Holzhausen Racing Machine. So some of these drivers changing up their paint schemes a little bit here, wanting to run the new schemes. And momentarily waiting on the hot laps to complete. Next week, again, folks, we have 4 weeks remaining in this series, but coming up next week, the series will be taking a break as the Semi-Auto Racing Association will be holding its annual Fall Brawl Super Late Model races, and we'll be covering 3 nights in a row, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights of action coming to you via here the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network and covering the action for the Fall Brawl coming up. One of the major events that they have a spring race, a summer race, and a fall race. And next week, the Fall Brawl stuff will happen. So actually, and then the following week is obviously Thanksgiving, so we will be taking a couple weeks off. Going to be taking a couple weeks off, folks, because obviously the next Thursday following will be around Thanksgiving. Therefore, the series will be off. So the series will actually return on December 1st. And it'll be the Toxic Meltdown 150 at Southern National Motorsports Park, 150 laps there. We'll be bringing it back up, and then with that, we'll have just 2 races remaining on the 15th, the Stafford 150 at Stafford Motor Speedway, and then the Series Championship closing out this GM Parts Expert Super Late Model Series fall season will be the HydesPride.com and the Sobo 200. So it'll be 200 laps at South Boston. And that'll be a lovely night race on December 22nd. And if you want to know more out there, if anybody out there is an iRacing driver, want to know more about this league, you can find them on the web at racesara.com up in the top right-hand corner of the screen. If you'd like to know more about us and what we do, the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, you can find us on the web at forgebroadcasting.com. Also, obviously, for those of you who have found us on Facebook, to find this stream, we are on Facebook. More information there. We do have post-race articles that we put up at news.forgebroadcasting.com. So once the race completes, we'll have a nice little write-up article there and also post it on multiple groups out there on Facebook. And we're just waiting here, and it looks like they are finishing up the hot laps and getting ready to go to the grid. So as the grid comes up, they are making their way out there. Go ahead and take a look at that starting lineup to see where your drivers are going to be at here tonight. On the pole here tonight with a qualifying time, 14.32, the number 92 of Ty Spearman. Winner at USA International Speedway will be taking on this Oxford Plains from the pole setting. To the outside of that first row, the number 82 of Wade Rooker, just 13/100ths of a second off that time. Number 89 of Jeremy Adams, Colin Ullman, rounding out that second row and rounding out the top five, the 87 of Derek Holzhausen. Tim Bills will start to the outside of that third row, the number 37 H&H Science Supply Machine. Last week's winner at Milwaukee Mile, one of the Twin 52 winners, the 66 of David Krikorian, Nick Groff, Derek Grass, Bill Martin, rounding out the top 10 as the pace car begins to take them around. Looking on back, Derek Robinson, Joe Schaefer Jr., Connor Blaze, Matt Rolfe, Ian Lane, Ben Nile, Mason Dunn, Dale Owen, Clay Snyder, Matthew Eddy through 20. And rounding out the field here tonight, Trevor Edwards, Evan Osborne, Russell Berry, Scott Naslett, Scott Dunlap, Mark Royer, and Wendell Stratton. That is your field here tonight at Oxford Plains, week number 7, the HeinzPride.com 150 coming your way, folks. And it will be the 92 of Spearman on the pole. Pace car into the back, ready to go for racing. Again, 150 laps of super light model race action coming your way. Here we go, pace car into the pits. There's the green flag, and we're off to the race. And Spearman wastes no time getting out to the front. Right behind him, Bill Martin, David Krikorian, side-by-side action back there. And somebody's going off the track. And Tim Bills looks to be one of the drivers caught up in the action. Spearman now into the turn. Looks like Dunlap down there inside the pit road will not be able to come back out on the track momentarily. Some heavy smoke down there on the track, but Jeremy Adams, the 89 machine, back there in second. Holzhausen back in third, Colin Ullman in fourth. And Wade Rooker back there in the top five. Spearman into lap number 4. And these laps are going to wind down quick here at this 4/10 of a mile track. Spearman into turn 1 yet again on lap number 5, and it looks like Spearman and Adams are pulling away from the rest of the crowd. Holzhausen back there in third position trying to hold off Ullman. Single file action here, not double wide. Everybody has found a lower groove slot and they're holding on to it. Again, it is a momentum track here at Oxford Plains. And it looks like the number 10 of Ullman is looking to the outside there of Holzhausen. Close-knit battle here with the Exxon machine right back to the Holzhausen 87 car as they work their way out of turn number 4 into the front stretch. Ty Spearman, beautiful job getting the pole position here tonight. And the 92 machine, winner at USA International Speedway, week number 2 back on October 6th. And this 92 machine already shaping up to get his second win of the series. Once again, looking at Holzhausen back in third position. Ullman right there behind him. Behind Ullman is Wade Rooker. So Tim Bills was involved in that first incident and a major pile up there in turn number 2. And that's going to bring out the caution flag here tonight. For the first time, we got about 10 laps where the yellow flag flies. That looked like a major pile up back there. And Colin Allman, one of the drivers involved, we'll try to get you a replay of that here momentarily. Stand by. There it is. Allman's going to get turned. Boy, they just pile up right there, and Allman's going to get hung up to dry on the outside. See a lot of the drivers moving around him, trying to get around. Just some good hard racing there for that lower line. Not a lot of ample opportunity to be able to pass here at Oxford Plains. But it is Ty Spearman currently leading. With that said, let's take a look at the top 5 here on lap number 13. Ty Spearman led from green to current. Total of 12 laps led for the 92 machine out front. The number 89 of Jeremy Adams, the 87 of Holhausen, the 82 of Ruckert, and the 66 of Krikorian are your current top 5 heading into lap number 14. Race summary so far as we take a look. 13 laps completed out of the 150, no lead changes, and just 1 total caution. Clean racing always happens from green, but it is the restarts is when you start to worry, folks. Will we have cautions breeding cautions, or will we be back under a good green flag run? That's going to be the question here. Drivers tonight should have ample amount of tire and fuel to make the full 150. As the lights come off the pace car into lap number 15, the 89 of Jeremy Adams will be to the outside of Ty Spearman, Holhausen, and Krikorian side by side back there in the second row. And we're ready to get back under and watch that 92 as he's going to scream once he gets that pace car into the pit. Green flag flies. I imagine Ty Spearman will have a nice restart here.
Green flag,
There's
flag.
The green flag. There goes the 92 of Ty Spearman into lap number 16. Holhausen trying to fend off Adams as they come through the backstretch. Adams wants to get down to the lower line. Side-by-side action. Beautiful racing out of turn number 4 now into lap 17. And it looks like Adams working that outside groove. Can he get around Holhausen? Down the backstretch into the third turn. Here they come. Jeremy Adams on the outside. Holhausen trying to shut the door as the 89 car is trying to work the outside. Here he comes into turn 2. Into the backstretch. They are side by side. Jeremy Adams and Derek Holhausen. Holhausen in the preferred group down there in the lower line, but it looks like the 89 car is now losing momentum. And the 66 of Krikorian looks like he's going to get up there and shut the door on the 89. Into the backstretch on lap number 19. Here comes Holhausen. In second position now, starting to pull away from Krikorian and Adams. Adams is going to push just a little bit, and we have got another caution flag here heading into lap number 20. Close-knit battle, folks, up there in the top 5. Jeremy Adams will fall back to third in that run. Looks like the lower groove is the preferred groove on the night. If you can get down there, you can get running, as we've seen from the 87 of Holhausen, as it was a tough battle to hold off that 89, as Adams was working the outside groove. Not quite sure if he may have burned up some grip there, but the good thing is that he is starting in third position. He'll be to the inside behind Spearman, so no necessary fighting, and he'll have a chance to return the favor there that Holhausen gave him. So Holhausen will be starting to the outside of that first row when we go back green. And again, folks, want to give a special shout out to tonight's sponsors, HeinzPride.com. Quality leather products, you can find them on the web at HydesPride.com. They are sponsoring the HydesPride.com 150 here at Oxford Plains. H&H Sign Supply, Area 52 Designs, GM Parts, XPerts.com for some quality GM parts. Check out those guys. They are the series sponsors here for the Super Late Model Series. Callaway Investments and Toxic Media Solutions are your series sponsors. Do appreciate you tuning in to the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network this Thursday night, folks. I'm Dustin Caldwell. Hope you're enjoying the show, as these boys love to put on a good show. They love racing, and they are showing it here tonight. One of the toughest oval tracks you're going to find out there. Oxford Plains and its fishbowl status given a good doorway to what grassroots racing is all about in these short tracks here in the United States. If you have any viewers out there across the world, they all know all about short track racing and American grassroots racing. It doesn't get any better than this, folks. These 358 cubic inch engines pushing over 600 horse, firing around a 4/10 of a mile track. You can only imagine the carnage that can ensue. Pace car will be set to go into the pits this time by Spearman Holhausen up front. Pace car into the pits. Here we go. Spearman ready for that. There he goes. And we're back to the green on lap number 25. Spearman wastes no time, and take a look at this. Adams ready to give back what he got earlier from Holhausen. Goes to second position in the third turn, and it looks like Schaefer Jr. and Krikorian are battling there. That 82 machine of Ruckert back up front, and we've got another issue. Some slower moving cars back there in the backstretch. Don't take a lot here to get the caution flag to fly, folks, as it is such a small track. One loose car can be deemed unsafe, and race control will throw the yellow flag. Taking a look out on the track, Holhausen has fallen back, folks. The last restart, he was in second position, and he's now fallen back to fifth, as Ruckert was able to work it inside, and that's what happens when you get stuck on the outside. And series points leader Joe Schaefer Jr. down there on the track. We take it down a little bit closer there off the flag stand. We watch Schaefer Jr. come by. Looks like Tim Bills is getting a wave around the 37 H&H Sign Supply machine. There is Schaefer Jr. Started 12th tonight, already up to 4th position, so passing is possible. And this 6 car has found a way. The T4X Racing teammate up there in 4th position. So with about one more before we get to one to go signal, folks, let's take a look at your top 5. Top 5 heading back into the next green flag run will be the 92 of Ty Spearman up front with a total of 28 laps led, the 89 of Jeremy Adams, 82 of Wade Ruckert, the 6 of Joe Schaefer Jr., and the 87 of Derek Holhausen. Race summary so far, 2 lead changes. Although we know that's not correct, 0 lead changes, 3 total cautions out of the 30 laps completed. Here we go. Ty Spearman to set the pace back into green on lap number 32. Pace car into the pits. Here comes Spearman. He takes off, and the green flag flies. Lap number 32. Oh, and a push from Adams to the outside in turn 2, and that's going to open the doorway for the 6 of Schaefer Jr. now to be at door level with him coming out of turn number 4. Schaefer Jr. battles side by side with Adams. To the inside of the quarter panel, back left quarter panel of Adams comes Wade Ruckert. currently in the battle for third position as Adams still hung up to dry on the outside lane. Side by side with Ruckert as they head into turn number 1 here on lap number 34. Holhausen now looking to get back inside the top 4. As it looks like Ruckert is going to crest past the 89 machine, and a little bit of contact from Adams to Holhausen as they came out of turn number 4, and Adams swinging wide yet again in turn number 2. Struggling to stay in the top 5 now because Krikorian looking to the inside of Adams, and he just continues to fall back positions. No one's been able to challenge the 92 of Spearman for the race lead, and now Krikorian is going to get by Adams on the inside, and Adams outside the top 5 will come back down to the lower group behind the 66 of David Krikorian. Tough break there, and that is how fast, if you are on that outside group, you can fall that many positions. Everybody in a nice single file line. Follow the leader into lap number 38 as Ty Spearman, and Adams is going to try the outside yet again. Or did he push? Here comes the 45 now of Nick Groth to the inside of Adams, as well as Wendell Stratton. Wendell Stratton, one of the provincials here tonight, was able to make it in. And he is looking really solid as we follow the yellow and red 89 machine into the turn. Heading into turn 4, started third here, or excuse me, hope if we get the right person out there for you. Started 27th on the grid here tonight, and inside the top 10 on lap 40 in 7th position. And now Eric Robinson looking to the inside of Jeremy Adams, and Robinson tonight starting 11th in 9th position. Was able to get into the top 10. We'll see if he can get any further as this race progresses. Somebody to the inside, and is it who I think it is? It might have been Joe Schaefer Jr., and it looks like it was Schaefer Jr. Schaefer Jr. just went to the inside out of turn 2 of the infield and is now currently back in 24th position. That is your series points leader here, folks. Was up in the top 5, and one little mishap, and now he is back in 24th position. Tough break there for that guy as he hard charged his way up inside that top 10, let alone the top 5. 92 of Spearman now working his way into the backstretch here on lap 44, has a nice 1.2 lead over the 82 of Wade Ruckert. Ruckert right behind him as we see the 82 machine here tonight, and again he started second, so back on par with where he started as he works his way into the third turn. How about the battle between Holhausen and Krikorian? Krikorian, a winner last week at the Area 52 Designs Twin 52s, one of the 52 lap races at the Milwaukee Mile. Bill Martin, the 65 machine, the other winner. He would like to get his second win of the series as Martin was able to pick up his second. Again, Martin and Schaefer Jr., the only two drivers with a pair of wins in this series. And some heavily battling back there behind Derek Robinson. And Matt Rolfe looking to the outside, and Matt Rolfe talking with him earlier here tonight. That NOS Energy Center Racing.com machine as he works the outside. This is his home track, folks, and you can see that home track knowledge is paying off as he's able to work the outside groove to the outside of Robinson, let alone here he comes. He is digging hard to the outside, goes by Wendell Stratton, and is now looking to be side by side with the 45 of Nick Groth. And take a look at that. These guys are digging hard, and the groove on the outside has opened up. So we are getting some good side-by-side racing now as Robinson moves to the outside of Stratton. Here into lap number 51. Beautiful side-by-side racing. And Groth is going to be passed by Rolfe. Rolfe settles up behind the 87 of Holhausen. And take a look at the 66 of Krikorian. He's working the outside groove, gets around Holhausen. So the passing has begun about 50 laps into this event. And Krikorian starts to work his way up towards Ruckert, just up in second position. And once one guy finds it, and it looks like a lot of the guys have followed suit, Robinson, now Stratton looks to the outside. Clay Snyder battling to the outside of Trevor Edwards. And Krikorian, not sure what happened with him. Krikorian seems to have a little bit of connection issues, has gone off the track. Have not seen him return. The only other car retired here tonight, the number 10 of Colin Allman, has retired after facing the turn 2 incident, bringing out the first caution on the night. Spearman still up about 1.3 seconds ahead of Ruckert, heading into lap 55, or 56. Rolf, though, on the move. Take a look at that 5 machine. Started 14th, he's up to 3rd. And it looks like he's about 3/4 of a second behind Ruckert, but he is digging fast. 3 wide action out of turn 4 as these guys are battling hard. Clay Snyder right behind Trevor Edwards. Wendell Stratton on the outside trying to get around the 45 of Nick Groff. Groff, and nearly making it some more 3 wide action. Groff trying to hold off Stratton as they head into turn 1, and he's going to give him a little bit of contact. And that's going to open the doorway for the 32 of Edwards to the inside of Stratton. And this is a heavy battle for the top 5, folks. This is your top 5 cutoff slot right here with the 45 of Nick Groff. Stratton trying to work the outside on Groff as he comes through the backstretch into the 3rd turn. And again, it's that momentum. They got to pick up the momentum, and Stratton in the Kodak machine looking to clear Groff in turn 2. Can he do it? He's got him cleared in the backstretch, and he'll come down to the lower groove. Trevor Edwards, however, trying to get around Groff on the outside. How about the move on the outside by Wendell Stratton? Was able to get around Groff, and now Groff wants to go to the outside. Trevor Edwards is looking to the inside of the 32 Menards machine here on lap 61. Side-by-side action across the start-finish line, and Groff thinking that the outside groove has the momentum he wants, and he goes up to that middle groove. Nothing doing there as Edwards is able to capitalize on that, and Groff will settle up right in front of Clay Snyder. Trevor Edwards, however, moves up into 6th position, starting 21st on the grid here tonight. So a lot of the drivers outside of the top 15 in qualifying have made their way up into the top 10, let alone the top 5, here in the less than the first half of the race. 3 wide action into turn 3 as Groff to the inside of Snyder. To the outside is Bill Martin. Derek Robinson has fallen back to the 10th position. Again, Robinson here tonight, we've shown you earlier, started 11th. Nothing doing here tonight for that 8th car. Pretty much standing on par with where he was at on the grid. Jumping back up front, almost cresting towards 2 seconds. Just over 1 3/4 second lead, the 92 of Ty Spearman. Been the leader since green, total of 65 laps led. Matt Rolfe, though, has gotten by Wade Ruckert as lap traffic has now begun. As they're looking to get by that 36 machine. And, somebody's going to go for a spin in the backstretch. May have been Evan Osborne, the 41 machine. One for a little spin there as he's looking awful slow. Let's go back and follow the 41 car. As we follow the 41 of Evan Osborne, if we can see who spun out in the backstretch. Not sure if we're going to be able to capture that one for you on the replay. But interesting news, to say the least, folks. David Krikorian has not returned. Krikorian, the 66 Exalta machine. Again, last week's winner at the Milwaukee Mile and one of the two of the twin 52-lap races that took place there for the Area 52 Designs race. And Krikorian, for some reason, has not returned. How about that 5 car of Matt Rolfe up to second position? When you're a driver racing out here and this is your home track, you almost feel obligated to come away with the victory. And Rolfe tonight honoring HydesPride.com. Again, we'll bring it up and show it to you, HydesPride.com. The race sponsor here for the HydesPride.com 150. So the named race going to the sponsor. H&H Sign Supply, Area 52 Designs, GM Parts, XPerts.com, the series sponsor. Callaway Investments and Toxic Media Solutions are the sponsors here this evening. Lights off the pace car. Spearman will be ready to go. And just like that, we are getting ready to go back to green. Pace car into the pits. And there's the green flag, and we are back to the race on lap 74. Everybody 3-wide action into turn 1, fighting for every position they can get. And how about the battle there with Edwards? Edwards getting into the top 5. Ruckert, who was running second position for a while, has fallen back to fourth. And Trevor Edwards looking to pass on the outside. Some contact with Wendell Stratton as they came out of turn number 2. And that Menards machine now on the move into the front stretch across the start-finish line with the 65 of Bill Martin to the inside. How about Robinson there on the outside of Clay Snyder? Number 8 car now looking to get something going, was around 10th position. Now he's battling for 8th with Snyder. Stratton and Holhausen trying to work the outside groove, and another caution flag coming out. And it looked like the 36 of Mark Royer was right in front of it. Maybe Ian Lane involved in that one, not quite sure. We'll follow the 36 of Royer here. And there is a little collision course out of turn number 2. And it's going to start with the 80 of Derek Gress. Gress is going to get spun around. The 72 car of Ben Niles is going to come right up into the back and smack that Gress machine as they come out of turn 2. And how about that 97 car? Boy, Mason Dunn seen some better days in that 97 machine. And Royer's going to go sailing by the 72 of Nile on the inside. All these tonight, these cautions are good racing cautions. Drivers trying to fight for every little bit of position they can get. And too much of the love taps and you can send these cars sideways, as we've seen a few times here tonight. Taking a look at the top 5, it is the 92 of Ty Spearman out front here tonight. He is the car to beat. The number 5 of Matt Rolfe is going to do his best to beat the 92 machine as it is his home track. Derek Holhausen, Wade Ruckert, and Wendell Stratton rounding out your top 5 heading into lap number 82, as we should get the one-to-go signal from the flag stand. Taking a look at the race summary. Spearman, of course, the leader. 81 laps completed. Says 2 lead changes, but I think we're going to call that as a goose egg at the moment. 5 total cautions here tonight. And again, folks, HydesPride.com 150. Brought to you by HydesPride.com. Here we go, Spearman up front, ready to go as the pace car heads into the pits. Out of turn number 4, there goes Spearman, there's the green flag, and we're back to the race on lap 83, and how about Matt Rolfe? He was ready for it, and boy, did he catch some momentum on the outside. He is neck and neck with Spearman as they head into the third turn. Rolfe on the outside still continues the battle. A little bit of push, though, out of 4, and that's going to give way to 92 of Spearman. Spearman yet again in the back stretch. Rolfe trying to find that momentum line that he had at the restart. Nothing doing. He might want to look to get back down in the lower groove as Holhausen is approaching from behind pretty quick. He's going to shut the door on that lower groove if he gets up there. As Rolfe comes out of turn number 4, Holhausen to the inside. Ruckert and Edwards battling back there, and almost some 3-wide action coming out of turn number 2 as Stratton slowed up just a little bit. Now Holhausen to the inside of Rolfe across the start-finish line. And it looks like Holhausen and Rolfe are going to battle hard for that second position slot. Still, the 92 of Ty Spearman, the driver to beat here tonight, looking for his second win in the series. Into lap double 8s as they work their way into turn 1. Holhausen to the inside of Rolfe. Not a lot of guys can hold that outside line, and a little mishap from Holhausen, and back to second position goes Rolfe. Holhausen hit the curb out of turn 4. May have received some additional support there from Wendell Stratton. That 26 car, the Kodak machine behind him. Oh, and a little door slam action there between Ruckert and Edwards, and that's going to push Edwards up the track a little bit and allow Ruckert by into 3-wide action. Into turns 3 and 4. Ruckert leads the stagger into the first turn and a continuing 3-wide action here at Oxford Plains. These guys doing it in style. Ruckert, though, is going to get out in front. Snyder's going to tag Edwards. Bill Martin on the outside trying to hold on. Edwards is going to push up towards Robinson. Robinson pushes up, and we've got a turn. And somebody went down to the inside, and might have been Dale, not Dale Owen. These guys are fighting for every little inch that they can get. Some of the cars there, we've seen ping pong balling on the inside of these drivers. You get in the middle of the 3-wide, and all it takes is a little bit of contact, and you find yourself bouncing off of both cars. And the patience game pays off for the 5 of Matt Rolfe. Holhausen looked to be the faster car, and that little mishap touching the curb. There is a little curb down there as the boys are driving through 3 and 4 now. You may not be able to see it. There is a little concrete curb down there, and that was enough to slow up that 87 of Holhausen and allow Rolfe to get back down to the lower groove as Rolfe was looking to fall back to 3rd. That posse teammate, the 92 of Ty Spearman, has crested past his number in laps led here tonight, total of 93. I'll say 94 laps. I'm not sure. We look at Holhausen's being scored as a lap led. I'm not sure that's accurate. It may have happened under the yellow. 92 of Spearman, though, running that 4S sign and supply of Gaffney, South Carolina, the sponsor on that 92 car. Again, folks, however you're getting us here tonight, whether it's Twitch, YouTube, iRacing Live, or even the new Facebook Live, we do thank you for tuning in this Thursday night for the GM Parts Experts Super Late Model Series in the Semi-Auto Racing League. Taking on Oxford Plains for 150 laps for the HeightsPride.com 150. Ty Spearman to set the pace, heading back green on lap 98. Rolf eager to get into the lead. There goes the pace car in the pits.
Green flag.
The green flag flies, and there goes Spearman yet again. Spearman's going to win out that battle, but Rolf is coming quick. Stratton, though, to the inside of Ruckert, will move up into third position as they head towards turn 3 in Holhausen. To the outside, tries to come down in front of Martin, will be able to do so. Clay Snyder trying to battle Edwards for 7th position, will push a little bit. Now Joe Schaefer Jr., who we saw up in the top 3 earlier in this race, had an accident in the backstretch that caused him to go to the infield, fall back to 24th, and how about this? He is back to 8th position here on lap 100. So a testament to that driver's ability to get through the field. Oh, and some sideways action. I think it was from Dunlap. Or not Dunlap. We take a look. Thought it was Dunlap, but it's not Dunlap. No, Dunlap has a similar car to the gentleman who spun out on the infield. Run pretty much similar paint schemes. See the 97 of Mason Dunn getting a wave around the pace car. So the current update on retired drivers for tonight here in lap 103, the 72 of Ben Nile is not able to continue due to heavy damage. The 41 of Evan Osborne. Obviously the 66 of Krikorian had the connection issues, otherwise would be in the top 5 contending up there. The 89 of Jeremy Adams and the 10 of Colin Ullman. Those drivers there, those 5 drivers not able to continue. And again, we had a total of 27 fielding the grid here tonight. So heading into lap number 105. Let's show you the top 5 here. I'm sure we all know who's up front. Lights come off the pace car. 92 of Ty Spearman, the 5 of Matt Rolfe, the 26 of Wendell Stratton, the 82 of Wade Ruckert, and the 87 of Derek Holhausen are your top 5. Quick summary check. Out of the 104 completed, 7 total cautions on the night. We're ignoring the 2 lead changes for now. Pace car into the pits. Here we go. Out of turn number 4. And Spearman takes off. Rolfe is ready. Into the first turn, side-by-side action, and a swing wide. Looked like from Derek Gress back there. Spearman across the start-finish line into lap 107. Single file action. Bill Martin on the outside this time. To the outside of the 87 of Holhausen as they head into turn number 3. Trevor Edwards, Joe Schaefer Jr. back there battling for 7th position. And another caution flag coming out. It's not taking a lot from these drivers. See this 37 of Tim Bills coming down to its pit box. See if we can go get the replay on that for you. As we follow and see what happened here, just been a tough night. And it looks like he's going to get turned by that 45 of Nick Groth heading into turn number 3 as Groth was trying to do a little bump and run passing on the inside. He gets that 37 car loose. We bring it down closer, and there you're going to see Bills lock up the tires right there, and then he'll start to make his way down pit road, and a tough break there for a guy who's been a powerhouse in this series. Just had a few issues, scheduling issues, that's kept him out of the top 5 in points. Just a tough break. And how about Ty Spearman? Pivotal position getting the pole here tonight, and he's able to stay out front. That Ford-powered posse machine. Again, I want to give a shout out to the sponsors here tonight, HeightsPride.com. Quality leather products, find them on the web, HeightsPride.com. H&H Sign Supply, Area 52 Designs, GM Parts Experts.com, the series sponsor, Callaway Investments, and Toxic Media Solutions. Back in third position, Wendell Stratton here tonight, again, a provisional coming into the race. And for those of you not understanding the term provisional, when you don't make the actual top 24 qualifying order, they allow a few extra drivers, 3 extra drivers to be exact, to come in and race as provisionals. And it's a good thing this guy in the Pontiac was able to do that here tonight. That Kodak machine, as he's able to be up in not only the top 5, but how about the top 3? As the pace car looks to head into the pits, here we go. Pace car in. Ty Spearman takes off. And Rolf to the outside yet again, trying to find the momentum out of turn 1. Ruckert is going to push wide. Martin settles up behind him, and now Rolf really fighting with Spearman for that race lead. Can he get out there? Not quite this time by. Actually, it is. They're going to score him at the lead, so that is 1 lap led. He was able to edge out Spearman at the start-finish line. Stratton to the inside of Rolf. Rolf trying to find the momentum to pass Spearman. Holhausen back there behind Stratton. Edwards behind Holhausen. Wade Ruckert, the other driver, to the outside. Back in 7th position as Schaefer Jr. now has moved by to the inside. Schaefer Jr. into 6th position. Giving life to drivers that can fall outside the top 15 and come back in. And now Stratton to the inside. Rolf has fallen out of that 2nd position slot. Holhausen looking to push him back into 4th in the battle for 3rd position. And it looks like it's going to go Holhausen's way as he is in the preferred line, that lower groove here on lap 119. Holhausen into the backstretch. Deadlocked with the 5 of Rolf. Stratton, though, has found some life late in this race, and what would it be if a provisional was able to prevail and pick up victory here at Oxford Plains? Oh, and somebody's going to go for a spin off the track. Somebody dukes a hazard at it back there. Go back and follow Rolf and see if we can capture this action. Matthew Eddy, that's what's going to happen. Matthew Eddy tags the quarter panel of Nick Groth, and as we bring you down close to the action, take a look at that. And the snap-on machine, he's going to go swinging up into the dirt. And here's where the Dukes of Hazzard action kicks in. As he stays on the gas, a little dirt track racing for you folks there. Preview to what to expect to come to iRacing, and he's going to rally it back. Impressive job to be able to hold on to it. There we see him swinging it wide. Back to a little asphalt, so we'll call it a little bit of Smokey and the Bandit action. Will he tag the wall? Will he save it? Will he save it? Ho, 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 take a look at that. Saves contact from the wall. Woo! Everybody there in the crowd right there, I'm sure they were wanting to see some contact with the wall, but unfortunately they'll be a little disappointed from the 45 of Groth, as he is able to save it and overall avoids the contact. So with every caution flag coming out, the job's getting easier and easier for the 92 of Spearman. Although Spearman's been up front all night, we've had some top 5 shifting. Let's take a look and see what drivers have moved now into the top 5 and what drivers have been pushed out. So obviously we know the 92 of Spearman up front. Wendell Stratton, Derek Holhausen, Matt Rolfe, Trevor Edwards. Now your top 5. Quick look at the summary. 9 total cautions is the count out of the 124 completed. And Spearman goes screaming on that restart into lap 125. There's 25 to go, or 126, excuse me. 25 laps now remaining. Holhausen battling Stratton for second hard as they head into turn number 4. Holhausen looking to get around Stratton, and will do so. Into second position. Wendell Stratton started outside in 27th position. Here tonight is running that outside groove. Rolfe behind him. Trevor Edwards now to the inside is looking to move into third. Not sure if the drivers have just burnt too much grip off their tires running that outside groove. And Stratton will come down behind Edwards and settle up in 4th position. Rolfe, however, remains on the outside groove to the outside of Joe Schaefer Jr. in the battle for 6th. Here into lap 129, heading towards 130. Wade Rooker to the inside now will try to shut the door on the 5 car. As Ty Spearman works his way across the start-finish line, 20 laps to go. Looks like Rolfe will settle up behind Rooker, and that'll be back in 7th position now. Matthew Eddy, one of the drivers, the 88 machine, working that outside groove. Looks like Scott Dunlap to the inside in the 2 car. Oh, he's going to push heavy though in turn 3, and Derek Robinson will swing by to the inside of Dunlap. Robinson now in the battle for 11th position. Oh, Robinson off the track, hit the apron, came back onto the track. He's going to lose back out and falls back to 16th position. Holhausen, though, looking to the outside of Spearman as they get closer and closer to the end of the race. Holhausen trying to see if he can find momentum on the outside groove. And Edwards, sly move by the 32. Oh, he's going to tag the quarter panel there of Holhausen coming out of 4. Oh, and take a look at this. Schaefer Jr. to the inside of Stratton. Stratton's going to be pushed back to 5th position as Schaefer Jr. works that inside groove. And Holhausen able to get around the 32 of Edwards. Hanging on to the 2nd position slot, but Schaefer Jr. wants to be up in 4th, and he'll be scored in the 4th position as they cross the start-finish line. Just under 15 laps to go. And Wendell Stratton now was the hopes for a second place finish, still holding on to fifth. Taking a peek to the outside of Schaefer Jr. How about Schaefer Jr.? Showing why he's your series points leader, folks. Running up in the top 5, let alone the top 3, gets pushed to the inside, falls back to 24th, and works his way back to 4th position. With 10 laps to go, Ty Spearman out to almost a half a second lead over the 87 of Holzhausen. Spearman into turn 3. Definitely the fast car on the night. Everybody pretty much comes back to a single file line. Although Matt Rolfe, taking a look at the 5 car, was looking to the outside of Brookard. Was battling a while there in second position for the race lead. Still can't be dissatisfied with a 7th position finish here tonight if this is where he ends up after starting 14th on the grid at his home track. Spearman into turn 3. It'll be 5 laps to go this time by, and you can see the darkened up track. All the rubber that's been laid down. Why we've seen a lot of the drivers go up to the higher groove, trying to get away from the slick spots on the track and hopefully pick up some grip and momentum. And with 4 laps to go, Holzhausen looks like he's going to put some pressure there on Spearman as he closes the gap to under 3/10 and under a quarter second now behind the 92 machine. Three laps to go here at Oxford Plains, folks. Can Ty Spearman pick up his second win of the series? And again, week 2 of the series, this 92 machine won out at USA International Speedway. Can he do it and get 2? Next time by, it's going to be the white flag for Spearman. Holzhausen doesn't look like he has enough car to be able to beat the 92. But they are moving into lap traffic. Anything can happen. Ladies and gentlemen, the white flag in the air. One more lap to go. Here for the HeightsPride.com 150 at Oxford Plains. Ty Spearman checks up the Tim Bills. Lap traffic ahead into turn 3. And he's going to do it to the checkered flag. Ty Spearman takes victory here at Oxford Plains. Second place will go to the Holzhausen car, Holzhausen Racing Machine. And the 32 of Trevor Edwards making a top 3 finish here tonight. Got to give some props to the 6 car of Joe Schaefer Jr. coming in 4th position. Enough can't be said from that driver. And a little congratulatory tap there from the 4 car of Russell Berry, who finishes inside the top 10 in 7th position here tonight. There is the burnout from the man of the night, the 92 of Ty Spearman. Let's take you down a little bit closer. Smoke out the front line there. He's got enough motor and enough tire to give a little bit for everybody up front. How about that? Your winner here tonight, Ty Spearman. We'll bring the results up on the screen here, and we'll look to get some driver interviews for you. See if we can get Trevor Edwards in with us, talking a little bit about the race here tonight. So as we look to go with the 3rd place finisher running the Menards car here tonight, Trevor Edwards joins us now. And Trevor, you got to be happy with a 3rd place finish here tonight. You've been looking pretty solid in the Super Late Model Series, and I believe this is pretty much the highest you've finished that I've seen. How does it feel to take 3rd place in a podium finish here at Oxford Plains?
It's finally to have some good luck. We've had a lot of bad luck here lately, and we've been fast, just not able to finish. So 3rd place is like a win right now.
And definitely a hard-fought battle at one of the hardest oval tracks that they have out there. and you're able to look really solid. Tell us, saw a little bit of inside-outside battling. A lot of the guys going to the outside groove. When you saw a guy go to the outside groove, did that feel like an opportunity to pick up a spot, or was it the outside something you didn't actually want to partake in here tonight?
I didn't really care for the outside too much. Tim got on TeamSpeak and was like, jump to the outside, so I tried it for a couple of laps, and I jumped right back down to the bottom because it was just, that's where my car wanted to be, was on the very, very bottom. I didn't really like being up top.
But you're able to salvage it and work hard with these guys. I've seen you fall outside the top 5 a few times, but you rally the car back, finishing third. Is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give?
You got to thank DK. Me and him worked on setup right before the race, and Tim Bills for all the setup help he does, and all the wheeling and dealing guys.
All right, well, congratulations on a third-place finish here tonight and a job well done.
Thanks, man.
There you have it, folks. The 32 of Trevor Edwards in the Menards machine coming in third place here at Oxford Plains. We're going to go live now to the 87 car, the Holzhausen Racing machine. Derek Holzhausen able to finish in second here tonight, and we saw you there towards the end, Derek. You were putting a little pressure there on Spearman, taking a look to the outside groove. Was you thinking that you may be able to have him on the outside, or what was your thoughts there in about the last 20 laps of the race?
I knew I was going to have to try something. He was awfully fast. That was tough. I knew I was faster. I knew a few of us were faster behind, but with about 12 or 13 to go or so, I got into him a little bit, got a little squirrely. Apologized to him, didn't mean to get into him, but used up my car pretty good trying to catch back up to him. I was just cruising up until then, and then I don't think I would have had anything for him.
Well, definitely a good points night for you. Currently third in the series points. You got a pair of poles out there that you scored here, and your last victory coming on week 1 there at New Hampshire with the impressive victory over Tim Bills. Last final lap pass, if everybody remembers that one. But you finished second here tonight. Going forward, knowing that you're going to have a couple weeks off from the series, what kind of things does that weigh on the mentality of what you got to bring when the series picks back up at Southern National on December 1st?
Well, I'm glad we're getting a break. It gives me some time to work on the car because I knew going into this season that I was going to have a best shot at the championship in the first half of the season because the last half of tracks I'm not that fond of, and the first half of tracks are all tracks I love. This is the first track I don't like, and so to get a second was awfully good for me.
Well, 66 points off of Joe Schaefer Jr., and you finished 2 positions ahead of him. Definitely will help close the gap on your chances at getting closer and closer to that lead, although you do have Derek Robinson ahead of you, who tonight will finish outside the top 10. So, again, definitely a solid points night there for the 87 car. Is there any thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give for your second-place finish?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank my cousin Kyle, who's the other member of Holzhausen Racing, and my dad, who also helps me with setups. He was a short track racer in Wisconsin a little while back, and a late happy birthday to him last month.
All right. Well, congratulations tonight, Derek, and we look forward to seeing you here in a few weeks at Southern National.
Thank you very much.
All right, folks. With that being said, we are going to move on now to the race winner here tonight, picking up his second victory in the series, being the third driver to do it this season. Last victory again coming on October 6th back at USA International Speedway. Ty Spearman joins me now, the Posse teammate on that 92 car. The sponsors for S-Sign and Supply of Gaffney, South Carolina, And Ty, you got to be happy, man. You pretty much led all the way from green to checkered. I know a couple of drivers out there scored, like they showed Matt Rolfe scoring a lap lead here tonight, so you officially don't lead them all, but did a heck of a job on those restarts, getting out ahead of these guys. How did the car? I mean, I know it's a loaded question because it obviously must have handled really well, but tell the viewers out there what your thought was coming into the race and how the car played out for you.
Well, first of all, let me give some props real quick. I got this evening I got in kind of late from work driving. It was about a 4-hour drive back home. But anyway, didn't really have a setup. And James Lincoln sent me a setup and said, here, Ty, try this. And I tried it. And to be honest with you, I'm going to pull a Bill Martin here. This is not my best track. I'm absolutely horrible here. But luckily I had James in my ear the entire night, and he was telling me what I was doing wrong during the entire 150 laps. and what I was doing right, and that really helped me stick to the bottom lane and keep there, because I wasn't going to move from the bottom lane all night. But not only James, certainly Bill Martin, Ty Majeski, the entire posse crew, all of them just stand-up guys. But the car handled phenomenal. I mean, it felt the same from lap 1 all the way to lap 150. I couldn't be happier with how the car handled.
Definitely difficult to say you're doing anything wrong when you're pretty much out to the lead and by a sizable lead at times, Ty. But nevertheless, you are in victory lane here tonight for the second time. Talking with Holzhausen, currently third in the series points. You're going to have 2 weeks off, one because of the Fall Brawl coming up next week, and then the Thanksgiving holiday coming up on the week of the 24th. We won't be back to racing until December 1st at Southern National. What's this do for you, especially carrying a victory into the couple weeks off?
Well, I don't know really how much it helps me as far as points wise in the super late model division, or really any division this particular season, just because of my work schedule. But here again, Southern National coming up in a couple of weeks. Not one of my most favorite tracks either, but nonetheless, it's just a joy racing with most everyone on this league. Luckily, they got rid of one during the race that was causing most of the cautions, and certainly hate that there were so many cautions for the viewer, but I'm glad that the one who was causing most of them got removed. But anyway, I'll tell you, I'm really looking forward to the Fall Brawl. Matt put on such a great show, and all those who helped him last year with that particular event. I expect it to be just as good as it was last year, and I'm really looking forward to it, especially since, the super late model race last year, I led the most laps. I just knew I had that thing won, and unfortunately a late caution came out. I got caught up in a caution, and after I changed tires, and that kind of took me out of contention. But anyway, looking forward to that, and you do a great job announcing these races, even though you call me sometimes when it's not my fault.
Well, they only could call them as you see them sometimes, and folks, this is the beating that the announcer takes half the time, but. Try to do the best we can for you, Ty, and nothing really to call on you here tonight, so got to feel good about that. Know you gave some shout-outs earlier. Is there any additional thanks or shout-outs you'd like to give?
Nope. Just the regular ones. The whole SARA League, great job Matt does. The awesome job you were doing when Matt and you got together for this season to broadcast all these races. I know that I hope the folks know at home that you are only one guy and one hardworking guy at that to be able to keep up with everything that's going on the track, since there's only one of you. So an outstanding job.
Thanks. Appreciate the kind words, Ty. We'll look forward to hopefully seeing you next race on December 1st at Southern National.
Thank you, sir.
Well, there you have it, folks. What a great night of racing. As always, the SARA, or Sem-Auto Racing Association League, delivers on some good quality side-by-side hard-fought racing action taking place here tonight, and was hoping to get some time with the guys over at HydesPride.com, but since we're not able to, we'll bring up Matt Rolfe to talk a little bit about the sponsor and his thanks for Heights Pride being one of the sponsors in the series, and also to talk a little bit about the Fall Brawl coming up. Matt, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. That was an interesting race for sure. I think it was the first time we've ever seen the outside grooving come in there for a while, so that was an interesting race.
Definitely was, and a nice little battle that you had with Spearman for a while there, and telling everybody, this is pretty much your home track, and definitely probably a little emotions playing on you there as you wanted to get out. You did score a lap lead here tonight, so that, on the outside groove, mind you, folks, and it's not an easy thing to do with these shorter tracks, and definitely a hard-fought battle here tonight, and you're able to finish in the top 10 at 8th position here tonight. Any thoughts reflecting on the race?
That was just a lot of fun. Like I said, it was the first time we've been able to run the outside once we got a longer run going there. Unfortunately, once we had some cautions there, kind of cooled the tires down, cooled the track down a little bit, and it was harder to run out there. But everyone that I've talked to so far, they said it was weird to be able to run the outside, but it was a lot of fun having some different lines here for a change. But no, overall, it was a good race, and obviously I want to thank Hyde's Pride for coming on board with this. One of the drivers you probably saw in the session tonight, Mark Royer, he helped set that up, so big thanks to him and Hyde's Pride. Hyde's Pride is one leather and sheepskin products. So if you're looking for anything like that, definitely check them out. We appreciate them coming on board, and we got them on for another race later in the season, and then we also have them on board next week for the Fall Brawl.
And talking about the Fall Brawl, coming up next week, I know we'll be broadcasting 3 nights, next Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this action. And for anybody who's never watched you guys in the Fall Brawl, can you give a quick overview of what they can expect next week?
Yeah, so last year we ran our first, or I guess it's the inaugural, it's not the first inaugural Fall Brawl. We had 5 divisions of racing, and it was an entire week. So we had 5 nights of qualifying, and then we had 5 races on the weekend. So this year we brought it back, but we wanted to be a little bit more low-key, so we made it during the week and only ran 4 nights, 3 different cars. So we're running the K&N car on Monday. Unfortunately, we're not broadcasting that one, but that's all right. We got a lot of guys signed up for actually all 3 divisions. They're up over 40 entries for all 3 divisions, but last year's races were pretty exciting, had a lot of good racing, a lot of drama, so we're excited to bring the race back, and everyone's looking forward to the super late model races. A lot of money on the line, a couple prizes up for grabs, so everyone's already been starting to prepare for it, and it should be a good race.
And a great race. I praised you guys earlier, never failing to deliver some great racing action, one of the best leagues that you could find out there on iRacing, and definitely looking forward to that action coming up next week. Again, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights. We'll be out there broadcasting the action as it unfolds. And Med, thanks again for joining me up here in the booth to talk a little bit about the sponsor here tonight and some of the Fall Brawl, what these guys can expect next week.
All right, thanks a lot. We'll see you next week.
Well, there you have it, folks. A little bit of action to come here on the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network. Fall Brawl next week. But nevertheless, a great race here tonight at Oxford Plains. Let's take a look at the top 10 as it's been on your screen. So Ty Spearman picking up a second victory in the series. Derek Holhausen back there in second. A good points night for him. Will pick up some points heading towards the series points lead behind Joe Schaefer Jr. and Derek Robinson. Trevor Edwards, Joe Schaefer Jr., series points leader, finishes 4th. Wendell Stratton, beautiful job here tonight for the Kodak Machine, finishing in the top 5. Wade Rookard, Russell Berry, Matt Rolfe, Derek Bress, and Bill Martin inside the top 10. Looking on back, Clay Snyder, Derek Robinson, Scott Dunlap, Ian Lane, Matthew Eddy, Dale Owens, Scott Naslin, Mason Dunn, Mark Warrior, Connor Blaze through 20. Nick Roth, Tim Bills, tough night there for the 37 H&H Sign Supply Machine, will finish 22nd. Ben Nile, Evan Osborne, David Krikorian with the connection issues will finish 25th. Jeremy Adams and Colin Allman, 2 of the heavy hitters early on, will finish 26th and 27th. And again, folks, the series will resume on December 1st at Southern National Motorsports Park. Unfortunately, 2 weeks off. One of them will be the Thanksgiving holiday, and I want to give a special Thanksgiving early shout out to everybody out there. If you're traveling this holiday season, make sure that you be safe and then get to visit your family. But we will have more race action to come tomorrow night with the Loose Lugnuts Racing League coming off from Atlanta. They're going to Southern National Motorsports Park for some super late model race action. That is going to do it for us here tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning into the Digital Forge Broadcasting Network, whether it was Twitch, YouTube, or even iRacing Live, or even Facebook Live. We do thank you for tuning in. I'm Dustin Caldwell saying thanks, and we'll see you, folks.